Dreamers Welcome Podcast.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I go by CEO PESO, blessed and highly favored. Got the guest, motherfucking Angel Voice. I've been fucking with her for a minute, and I literally been rocking with you. I forgot the first time we met. It was through mutual people, but
yeah.
Introduce yourself to the people, please.
So I'm motherfucking Monroe, remix queen, beautiful nightmare, just the music lyrical queen, you know.
Facts. See, I gotta start letting people introduce themselves. I wouldn't have had all of that. I just would have been the basic name.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have threw the motherfucker in there. Yeah, the motherfucking Monroe. I would have been nice with it. But now, how you feeling though?
I feel great. I feel good. I feel confident. I feel happy, blessed, all that.
How the year been so far? The new year?
Amazing. The new year is amazing. I've been coming in with a lot of new ventures. I'm getting ready to venture into TV, doing radio, podcasts, just elevating what it is that I'm able to put out to the world.
So TV, far as like you about to get into like acting and like more
reality. Well, I am gonna do acting. I have a movie lined up right now, but for right now, I want to do reality TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
What makes you feel like it was time to get into all of that different stuff now, rather than just keeping it in the lane of what you known for is music?
Right. So I always done her, oh, Mar, you got this big personality, you got the look and all that. So I finally started dibbling and dabbling with it last year. I got picked for some shows, and I was trying out for shows like The Voice, American Idol. I'm like, and I filmed for it, and I'm like, this shit kind of fake. Like, I wasn't really feeling it. Like, no, I need something that's a little bit more real, and it felt natural. So I just went ahead and went for it. Just word of mouth. Everybody just kept telling me, you should do it. Even people tell me all the time, do radio. And at some point, I'm gonna fuck with that too.
Yeah, because actually, my homie, I was talking to him about it. I mean, not that literally, but just the difference of like, you know, when you see people getting into like different things, what's the difference between like people that look like they're doing too much and then people that's going hard? Because, you know, I mean, and it look like you going hard with it though. Yeah. But I don't know, it just take like a certain stigma to just be like, all right, I'm about to get into this and that.
You gotta really have a balance, and you gotta be good at what you do.
Yeah.
If I truly wasn't good at talking, and I knew I wasn't good with the cameras, I wouldn't be doing it. I'd just be like, you know what? I'm just about to stick to rapping. I'm just rapping, or I'm just gonna sing. You know, I just always had a versatile mindset and been able to adapt to whatever I'm around.
And that's the thing too. I love asking these questions, but when did you realize that you had that versatility of getting into all of that? Like.
I just started trying it. I just started going for it. Like I said, I just got finished filming for 2 seasons. Well, I think I've done like 3 or 4 seasons, but shout out to Ace Metaphor tonight's season. That was one of the things that I dabbled in, and I was like, oh, this feels great to me. Like, it's just natural. So that was one of the steps that I've taken. Being in people's music videos, doing my own music videos, acting in my own music videos. And like I said, people are always talking to me about it. So I've known since I was a kid. I just got confident enough to do it within the past couple of years.
Dope. Hold on. So you really got on them shows like The Voice and all of that?
Yeah, I really did it. I just didn't like it. I made, if people don't know, I made The Voice. I can't remember the season. It's been plenty of TV shows that I've turned down. Love and Hip Hop, the same season that Cardi B, Bianca and all them. I turned it. I turned it down. The storyline didn't make sense to me, so I didn't want to be, and I wasn't ready for that. Like, I wasn't confident yet in the camera.
I mean, you threw me off with storyline, which I knew that shit was already gassed up. But I guess it started coming out in the last like year or two of how much it was really controlled.
Well, like, I gotta say this. It makes sense. It's a storyline. You gotta have something to talk about when you're on the cameras. You feel me? So it's like, you know, Yandy was gonna be my manager, but the other stuff that which I won't put out there, it just didn't make sense to. I would have loved the whole aspect of Yandy being my manager and everything, but everything else that came with it wasn't for me. So I just was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay down till I come up and wait on the right opportunity and what's right for me. And this year, the TV show that I picked, which I'm not allowed to say yet because of the contract, but it makes sense to me.
Dope. So, throw back real quick. How long you been doing music and just, you know, your upbringing, where you was raised and everything like that?
So, I've actually been doing music since I was a kid, about 6 or 7 years old. So, I used to always do like, you know, talent shows and shit. Like that we had like some little shit. My mom used to drop us off after school. I did shit like that. Then eventually I started doing like conventions and stuff like that. And then at the age of 17, I just stopped doing music for a long time. But then I came back at like 19, 20 years old, and I just went hard. I was
killing.
like, I came back going crazy, and I wasn't even seriously doing music yet. Like, people like, shout out, rest in peace, Mike Lansky, but you got people like, you know, Chaos and everybody just always ask me like, you know, can you do this? Can you do that? Little stuff like that. And then by the time I turned 21, 22 years old, it was on. And I just started getting behind the camera, going viral. And I was like, you know what? These people fuck with me. Let's do this.
You know, you probably pissed a lot of people off of just like, bro, she's so fucking dope. Why won't she go hard on music? Like, it always be the people that just be like, I'll get into it all I want to. And y'all be fire as fuck with the shit. Thanks. But I mean, y'all move at your own pace though.
Exactly. And truth be told, I got some verses out that people would never know I wrote it when I was 16.
Word. Nah, you, man, yo, I used to hear you write shit, and I'm like, I'm like, there ain't no fucking way she coming. Like, that shit was coming crazy with some shit.
Yeah.
But so your mom, like, so what, she was pushing you into the music, like doing all of the stuff, or you was?
It was
like,
me. It was completely me.
Yeah.
So, like I said, when I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of, like, I was very extra and animated. So I love watching movies and things. And so getting into the Disney movies, there was always a cartoon that was singing. And then I start feeling like, oh my God, I can sing. And then I would go to school, elementary school. I'm talking about, you remember when you was kids, everybody used to like do the fake weddings and shit?
Nah,
the voicemails. Listen, y'all, I was the girl, they'd be like, Mar gonna sing in my wedding, Mar gonna sing on my voicemail. So that's how I started getting into music. I started getting a buzz in the middle school area. I always been popping though. I always been that girl when it come to music. I just finally took it serious like 5-6 years ago. But anyways, that's how I got into music. Like, people just telling me like, Mar, do that shit. You good at it. My mom, she never really even knew I was an artist. Like, the first time that I actually went to go sing to her, I was about 9 years old. And I sung in the closet. I was like, Mom, I know how to sing. And she like, girl, why? So I went in the closet, closed the door, and sung. She like, oh, my baby can really sing. I was nervous as shit. Because my mama, she's so honest. She be like, don't quit your day job. You feel me? If it wasn't good, but my mom was like, oh, that sound good. That actually sound great. So my mom just let me be me. But initially, it was never music. I was a cosmetologist.
Word. Okay. So I don't know if you touched it already, but what was the reason of the gap when you had stopped for a little bit? And I'll back on.
I'll be honest. I was salty. I was a little salty. Okay, so I kid you not. I did what do you call it? Like a talent show. It was for a scholarship. It was a $2,500 scholarship. I really wanted to go to college for cosmetology. I wanted to help get paid for it. They was like, we'll give you $2,500. Okay, I sung. I'll never forget this shit. Mary J. Blige. These motherfuckers put me 4th place. And I swear to God, I was 2nd or 1st place material. And I was like, this shit ain't never happening. Like, I'm talking about, like, my granddaddy, he's a goofy nigga. Like, he's teased me the whole way home. Like, damn, you really fucked up out there, didn't you? I'm like, man, fuck you, granddaddy. Right. So I took all that shit real personal. And I was like, man, this shit ain't gonna happen to me. Like, I used to listen to Keisha Cole and shit in the car. Like, man, is this shit gonna happen for me? I need to focus on real life.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So that was the gap for me. I was salty, and I felt like at that moment when I lost that, I lost everything because I took that day so serious.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you probably wasn't laughing about it back then.
Man, that shit was not funny. I'm talking about I was in the car, like,
and that motherfucker
rolling down the wall, like, everybody coming in the room, like, you good?
Don't
like,
let it be raining that day on the way home, looking out the window.
Was it?
Right?
The clouds was out.
Sorry. Man, you know what's crazy? They don't even got too many, like, talent shows, I feel like, enough going on now. Or even, like, just to show off talents, or if people try to piece it together, because a lot of stuff like that, I remember we had talent shows in high school and
always
little shit like
remember
that.
The little tykes and shit.
Hell
like,
yeah,
that shit was jumping.
Man,
it's
that
over
shit.
With.
It is weird though. But then, I mean, I don't know what the hell inspiration these kids is getting now doing this shit.
It's TikTok and shit like that. The attention span is low. Everybody like, you don't got to do talent shows. COVID is out right now. Shit is weird. You can't be around too many people. But I really feel like that'd be dope if they brought that back.
Nah, they need to, because now they fucked me up. Like kids now is like, you a YouTuber? On TikTok, like it'd be crazy, and we gonna tap into that too, because you definitely YouTube.
That's the first thing. Can I see your phone?
Yeah.
Can I YouTube TikTok? Like, damn.
That shit wild. But then my son be on that TikTok crazy. He like watching that shit, but I don't know. That is inspiration to some kids. So I wanted to ask you too. What do you like more? Like, with your versatility, you like singing or rapping more?
Oh my God. So let me say this: singing is my first love, and singing has got me to where I am now. Like singing opened up a door for me to show people I can rap.
Mm.
But when I rap, I go ape shit. So that's when I'm in my bag. That's who I really am. Like everybody assume like, oh, I'm this pretty ass girl with this blonde hair and these long nails and these big eyelashes. Like, oh, she's a Barbie doll. No, bitch, I'm gonna out rap a nigga. I'm gonna rap around a nigga head, whoever I'm on the track with. It's gonna go crazy. So that's, I feel empowered, like, and lifted when I do my rap shit. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it show like, and this ain't even no gas up, like, cause I seen you do shouts out to Neek. You did one of them laps on this joint, and your demeanor, your look was like, fuck these motherfuckers. Like you could just tell. Like,
I wanted that shit.
Like nigga, that looked like it was a one take.
Yep.
Like straight through. Like I'm about to kill this shit on y'all.
Damn near.
Nah,
yep.
That's dope. I want to ask you real quick too. You know, I don't know if you want to. It's too personal or not, but I met you. And I shot your video, Letter to My Dad.
Yep.
It's cool to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Cause you know, I mean. You know, I heard the song, I fucked with it, and you sung and rapped on there.
Yep. But, damn, that was like my first music video, wasn't it?
I think so. I didn't want to disrespect you or nothing, like, because I forgot, but I'm like, I know that was the first time me working with you.
Yep. Damn.
Yeah. So the significance of your dad though, because you definitely had like put a lot in there in that song, which. I mean, it just gave me a different look of you as that being your first song to do. So what made you do that song and, you know, explain the relationship with how you and your dad was? Okay,
so I never really had a relationship with my father because he passed away when I was young, when I was 2. Mm. But what brought that song along was me not being able to speak to him. I was so frustrated that I could not talk to him. And I know it's a lot of women out there who never met their dad, who don't know who their father is, whatever the case may be. It's like beating a dead horse. So I had no words, I had no actions, and I was like, you know what? I just was like, you know what? I'm going to come up with some words. And I just sat down on the paper and said what I would say to my father if he was there. Like, dear dad, it's me. Like, I want to tell him, like, your daughter is working hard, and where I am in my life, where I spoke it into existence. But I want to let him know your daughter is working. She's working hard. That I'm just like him, my attitude, we look alike, you know, shit that I would have wanted to say to him. That's what made that come along.
And so did your mom used to tell you a lot about how your dad was, or
no,
your people's?
No, not really. Now, my grandmother, she did. Everybody just said my daddy was a go-getter and he had attitude. So I'm like, unlike me. Like, they like, yeah, your daddy was feisty. Like, he had a smart-ass mouth and he was short. Just my twin. That's what they said he was. But my mom, I think it hurt her to talk about him, so she didn't really say too much on him, you know, unless I like really asked her, like, so mom, what was my dad like? Then she'd just tell me, like, well, I know where you get your attitude from. So yeah.
I appreciate you opening up on that too, because like, I mean, to me that was dope to be able to shoot your first video, and it was that song.
Yeah.
And, you know, I made sure I tried to put my foot in it. I'm like, you know, it's a deep ass song though.
Thanks. And then, you know what's so crazy? My mom had told me, she was like, Markia, I really admire your strength, because I would have never been able to go to my, like, because my mom's mom passed away. She was like, I would have never been able to do that at my mom's grave. Like, you're strong for that. And I was like, yeah, that was actually like, I had just found out where he was at my whole life. Like, I had no idea. Yeah. I just broke down and called my grandma, like, I'm ready to go see him. And then a couple years later, I'm like, man, I'm about to shoot a video, write a letter, and go ahead and put it there. So it all worked out.
Nah, it was dope. It was dope. Like I said, I'm happy to be a part of that.
Yeah, thank you again. That was dope.
You know, I'll just be trying to just help.
Yeah.
Somebody got to make it off something I did for him. Like, if this shit, bro, come back and get your boy.
Yeah.
But, man, so between the time, like, you getting back into the music and where you at now, mm-hmm. Definitely thriving on a lot of shit. I've always been keeping up. You got a YouTube plaque. The silver one is what? How many?
That's the 100K.
Okay, so you got 100K right now.
Yes, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm working on my gold plaque now.
Period. So, man, so insight on that, because, you know, people is definitely trying to build up their content. I mean, first, let me ask this. You remember the time when you, I guess, technically say you went viral, or you kind of like, what was that?
Okay, I think my first viral video was Somebody Else. It was a song called Somebody Else on Facebook. Now, at the time, I won't even say viral, okay? That was just the first video that got a lot of views. And back then, people wasn't getting views back then. So that was like, I think like 2015, something like that. You know, even if you got like 30,000, like, damn, this
that
bitch
was deep,
that was deep back then. So that was my first video. I had got like 33.
Yo, you wise at this bitch.
Hey, for real. Like, you know how that goes. That's how motherfuckers used to be saying, like, this bitch got 30,000 views. And then me, I'm thinking like, damn, that's a lot. But I wasn't paying no attention. But anyways, yeah. what was the first viral video though? I think it was Down in the DM. Because I made it to World. That was my first time going viral.
You did go to
Down
World
in the
Star.
DM. Yep, World Star. That was my first video.
Okay. So then, what's the process of getting to this goal? Like what's some, if you don't mind putting out some strategies you do to keep your YouTube like popping and going live though?
Yeah, so consistency is key. Like you have to stay consistent. And then I say, figure out what your niche is with your brand. You know, some people are good with just like you have a podcast. You know, you got to stay consistent, just like myself. I know what my fans want to see.
Mm-hmm.
My fans want to see me be funny. They want to see me do music. They want to see me rap, and they want to see visuals. That's what they want from me. So just focus on what it is that your fan base wants. And I think it's very important to go ahead. If you take this shit serious, you have to have a professional page. You got to figure out where your cities are, where your analytics is, period, and pay attention to that and act on it.
Yep. You sound like me.
Mm-hmm.
So with this pod, my numbers really started changing the more I was consistent on posting them up. And then really, I just started getting into my analytics maybe like 2 years ago, and that shit make a huge fucking difference though.
Absolutely.
Like, knowing your shit. I mean, but now it's harder to get people to get their pages monetized because YouTube can switch it up like crazy.
Man, YouTube. I'm talking about YouTube. It's like, honestly though, I gotta say YouTube is the safest place for me though. For me, I know Instagram, them motherfuckers, they don't want you to post nothing. I'm talking about you could have a V-neck on. You're showing too much titty. Your video has been removed. Like, damn, I can't do shit.
And theirs to me seem like a weird algorithm of like monetizing your shit. Even with TikTok, like I don't know, like I ain't did TikTok too much because I just been posting my my videos.
It seems like it's for the kids, don't it?
It really do.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm not trying to be the outdated nigga like these niggas with this TikTok because these motherfuckers thriving on it. But I think I put up a clip. And I'm like, why the fuck this shit muted? And I'm like, you can't say a cuss word.
Nothing.
And I'm like, man, this shit ain't for me.
That's because it's for the kids. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't get on there. I know I cuss in my content. Like, even my funny videos that I make, I'm going to cuss. Yeah. Period. And so,
YouTube is the safest. And it's, it's good for us. And
and that's actually where people is getting the checks. People is turning down reality shows because they're getting bigger checks from YouTube.
It's sick right now.
It's
like,
sick.
If you really get into it, it's motherfuckers but like you said, it's that consistency. Like motherfuckers is doing.
They figuring out what it is. Like shout out to B Love, which is one of my favorite. B Love, can I please come on your podcast and please eat that crab meat with you? A girl, I will go crazy on it. But
we gonna tag this and post.
Yeah,
this could be one of the promo clips.
She followed me on Instagram, so that's the first step, girl. Now just invite me out. I want to try the sauce. But I just her, for example, she lives in Cincinnati.
Really?
She got a Bentley
down there
riding around Cincinnati.
Off YouTube.
So people got this thing in their mind that you can't be successful off of social media and you got to leave and all that. But I say that to say that people like that, she know exactly what she's acting on. She knows that her fan base want to see her eat crab and do mukbangs and, do the little shit when they doing that with the speakers. And
the ASMR or some shit. Yeah.
That's something. So you just got to figure out what's for you and act on it.
Yeah. That's why I started doing this. And then, but it is a crazy consistency factor because I think maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was just like thinking like, bro, I feel like I'm going insane. Like just like every week, it's like, all right, bet like I need to have this posted. I need to promote something. Then you got to put it on all of the fucking platforms.
Yeah.
And make sure because I be having to change my tags up on YouTube. It just be some crazy shit. I'm like, bro, it's a lot.
It take a lot of work though.
And go ahead.
It's irritating. It take a lot of work, don't it?
Yeah,
it's irritating.
I literally, it'd be like 2 hours in the morning of me just going from like Instagram because I be on Twitter heavy too. Like a lot of people don't even fuck with Twitter no more.
I don't.
Twitter is it's like a low key though. Like like it's some people on there that I done got the DM to try to get on the pod and they respond because they not getting as much action on Twitter, but they'll see that inbox or whatever.
That's true. I didn't think of it like that.
So that's why I be using Twitter a lot. But you do you got a manager or you do everything yourself?
I do everything myself. I do have a booking agent. Like if I book a show for a certain amount or if somebody wants to discuss about the numbers or all that, they'll go through that person. Yeah. But I handle a lot of my business, unfortunately. You know how I am. I'm bossy. So like I'm in charge of a lot of stuff. I trust myself. But this year is a breakthrough for me. I am hiring myself a full team.
Yeah, it's get it. And you got a lot going on.
I got too much going on, and but you know what? People got to realize like that it's in my budget now. Like, okay, we good. We got a little bit to play with now. It takes money to hire a team. You got to have yourself a PR. You got to have a manager. All these people need money. All these people got to eat too. So,
but the weird part is just having that new staff come in and letting them into your personal. It's been so personal for so long. That's why to this day I think that's been like it hinders me sometimes, but it just be so. Right now I got a small crew that I do a lot of work with now, but before that it was all me because it's like y'all niggas ain't are they gonna run it like I run it? Are they gonna be able to handle this shit? Like, can you really trust somebody with, you know, with how you would handle it compared to how it just be crazy. So yeah, I mean, team based,
and I definitely got trust issues, so I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'll fire somebody ass in a heartbeat. I don't play that shit. Like, the minute that somebody playing with my bag, they playing with my money, they playing with my worth, they think I know I see a vision and they act like they gonna see it. Fired. Donald Trump, fired. I'm not playing none of that shit.
G shit. All right, and double back real quick, I want to ask you, because you said you found your audience of people that like the type of content that you put up. You ever felt like you kind of I don't want to say it like that, but just kind of getting out of character of not doing stuff you didn't want to do in order to get like the fans coming in?
Say that again.
Like, have you ever felt like you had to do something that you wasn't comfortable with? Like, have you always been funny? Like, have you always been...
Okay, I've always been funny since I was a kid. Like, I get this from my granddad. I'm my granddaddy's grandchild. I'm funny as hell. You've been around me. Everybody that be around me gonna crack a good laugh. That's just always been me. I ain't no fake person. If I don't feel it, I'm just gonna be like...
And that's why I was saying, like, it was a touchy question, because I'm not trying to ask if you fake or if you doing fake stuff. But it's just... I don't know. You know, you cater to so many people, and then they might... I know people maybe ask you to do some crazy shit.
I've had fans get mad at me. Like, I had a fan, she cussed me out. She was like, oh, because I used to work out, like, heavy. Like, I used to literally work out, like, to the point where I was going to do a workout DVD. Like, at one point, I was, like, super fit, and my fans were so mad. Well, I ain't going to say my fans, but a fan, she was like, oh, so you working out now, too? I'm like, yeah, bitch, I might make a DVD working out. And what's up? Like,
I mean,
I'm a businesswoman.
I mean, that's some weird-ass, like, cult following shit. Like,
yeah.
Don't do that.
They're like, oh, so you're singing, you're rapping, you're working out, you want to be a comedian? Yeah, I do. What, Jay-Z ain't just a rapper?
Period.
Beyonce is not just an artist. That bitch is a boss behind the scenes. She's in control of everything.
And, you know, like you said, knowing yourself, you already dope at it. Like I said, you probably know how to do a dope way of making a workout video. So
yeah, it's natural.
That's why niggas be killing me saying, like, you know, you doing too much or whatever. Like, nigga,
if
shit's dope, I'm gonna do this shit.
If you jealous, just say that.
That's all it comes down to. But man, so you just tell me like one thing from your progression that happened that you just was like, damn, like I can't believe this shit. Whether it was somebody getting in contact with you or something. I know a little bit of stuff you did, but I'm just going. This is for the
so
guests,
the people
though.
know. So my biggest moment, y'all, I'm talking about I freezed up and everything. When Keisha Cole reached out to me, I was like,
okay,
'cause she's so fucking fine. Oh, she's so fine. Like, seriously, y'all, like, she looks so good. So that's for one. And for two, she was my idol and somebody that I really used to sing her songs and everything. So that was like the biggest thing. Like, she literally FaceTime me in the middle of, like, early in the morning, like 8 in the morning.
Right.
I looked like KeishaCole.com. Shit.
She
ain't fucking messaging me. I FaceTime her back. She like, what's up? This Mar, the rapper? This Monroe? I'm like, I'm talking about, y'all, I'm stuck. Motherfucker would have popped me in the back of my head like, bitch, talk. Like, I'm scared. For one, I don't got my wig on. Like, oh my God, this is
too early.
This is Keisha Cole on my line. So that was the biggest. That was the first one. And then Wale, like, just talking on the phone to him and swapping energy with him. Like, I already knew that me and him had a great bond. Like, we had the same type of vibe, like, as far as, like, what we talk about, how we express ourselves, our attitudes and everything. I was like, damn, I really manifested this shit. And then another statue for me was when I got to sit down with Atlantic Records. And they was talking, like, Rock Nation. They're like, okay, we could do this for you, this. And I'm just like, for a minute, like, it was to the point where I was scared.
Why?
Because I didn't think that would ever happen for me. Like, not me. Like, I swear to y'all, like, I never would have ever thought that I was going to be where I am in my life right now. When I was a kid, I knew that I had the potential and I knew it, but I just never thought it would happen. So I was scared and I wasn't ready for it when I was like 20, 21, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta pay my rent. Like, this shit ain't for life.
Yeah. And then a lot of that stuff, if I'm mistaken, happened like when you got back on, like kind of early into when you was getting everything.
Yeah, that happened soon as I'm talking about Keisha Cole called me probably like, what, I got popping in like 2015. I was on the phone with Keisha in 2016.
Yeah.
On the stage with her. So it was like, it had everything with my career happened like immediately. I was like, damn, I should have been doing this shit since I was 10. I would be fucking rich by now.
Yeah, I mean, that timeline of that shit popping off though, you probably was really like, damn, like I should have been getting like this shit. But I don't know, but it's
cool.
Yeah, I would say it's perfect timing. I mean, it gave you no other reasons to stop.
Yeah.
Now you here where you are now. With
and then I feel so smart right now with my business decisions. Like, as far as like, I sign contracts and stuff now. I start feeling like super confident in myself. I'm not scared of contracts. I'm not scared. Like, I can walk into a room. Like, I'll be confident enough to walk in to Atlantic Records right now and actually perform my music to them. Like, I'm ready. I feel like myself. And I was fighting a lot of demons at that time too. Like, my best friend had both my best friends died. Like, people forgot that both my best friends died, and my granddaddy, which was like one of my best friends, had passed away like back to back to back. I didn't feel shit. I was numb.
Yeah.
Nothing was real to me. Like, fuck that shit. This shit doesn't matter. I'm going to work. These people don't really want me. I was like letting my mind trick me out of my position.
So what kept you pushing through all of that though?
What kept me pushing? I don't know. It was just my intuition in my mind. Like, you should continue to do this. At one point, I took like a little break. I want to say like 2018. Everybody used to be like, "You still do music?" I'm like, "Wait a minute."
Yo, when somebody asks you that, or that, you still shoot videos, like,
oh, I gotta get
relax,
on demon time. Yeah, relax.
Like,
Wait a minute, I just sat down for about 6 months, nigga. What's up?
Nah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
So that's what like when I heard somebody say that, I'm like, nah. You just, for real, you really ain't tuned in, because even when I'm not doing nothing, I'm still doing something.
Mm-hmm.
But that, I'm glad that I heard that though, because it put me on demon time. And then probably like 2018, got back out there. 2019 was still trying, and then up until now, I'm just going crazy.
Okay. So I do want to ask, we are about to wrap up, but I want to ask you this. I ask everybody. What's a good quote or piece of advice that you live off of?
I don't have a specific quote, but my advice will always be to stay true to yourself. Stay down till you come up. Be confident in yourself. Anything that I said, like the errors that I made, that's what I want people to act on. Like, if you, like how I was saying, I was letting shit trick me out of my position. If I was to go back in time, I would have let that shit make me go harder.
Right.
So that's the advice I want to give to artists. Please don't think that you're going to be successful if you're inconsistent. Every time, oh man, my car, I lost my car. Man, I got my car stole during my career, all that, twice. So I want to let people know, no matter what you're going through, be like, all right, this make me want to go harder. You can't make no excuses, and you got to be consistent. Even if you got to get on the bus, walk, make ssure you're present for what it is that you got going on, your assignment. Yeah.
Well, Mo, I appreciate you on my platform. I feel like it was great timing.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate you, though, because I know this what this will do for me as well with your popularity. And, I mean, I'm just glad we could get to touch on a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about. So.
Same here. So we got to do a part 2, because I feel like me and PESO, we got a lot of like music history. He done shot up more videos for me and everything.
Nah, it's always the introduction. I'm definitely going to be keeping it reoccurring, but, this is just an introduction for, for my people to see and, just more content.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me. This is dope as fuck. So I'm going to share it on my platform too.
G. All right, Dreamers Welcome Podcast. Y'all keep dreaming. We out this bitch.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.